Meeting to order. Anybody want to make a motion to approve the minutes?
Well, I'll
Actually,
move
we have to add the listers.
Oh, thank you. Yes, let's add the listers to this.
Put that under new business.
Yes, see when she gets here. Okay, now I guess we can,
okay, I move that we approve the minutes of May 8th.
I'll second that.
discussion?
Good.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, how about the warrants, 24, 24P, and Conservation Commission's number 7?
I'll make a motion to approve warrants 24, 24P and Conservation Commission number 7.
I'll second that.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. No visitors, no public comment. Road foreman. All right. The curb cut.
Alright, so the curb cut's on Carpenter Road, and it's actually one of the carpenters. They're building a house down in there. And everything seemed alright. I did recommend that they install a driveway culvert.
Okay.
Driveway culvert meaning underneath the driveway?
Yes.
As the driveway goes over it and the culvert is underneath?
Yes, yep.
And that's their responsibility to do that?
Yeah, they install it, and then after that, we take responsibility for it.
Anybody want to make a motion?
So I'll move that we approve the curb cut for Carpenter Road.
I'll second that.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so then we have paving bids. Yeah, I think a copy's in here, but, so we're planning on doing approximately a half a mile on Schoolhouse Road. Then going down by the covered bridge, and there'd be a half a mile of East-West Road and that little section of Camp Hardin Road. There.
So going around the corner to Camp Arden, just
Yeah.
in front of the covered bridge?
Yep, yeah, and actually over to Tyler's.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And this would be milling and paving.
You did a bunch of other work on that corner, right, up the bank?
Yep, yeah, we've, cut the brush, now we're gonna,
And you
go
planted?
down through and, right there, we planted some grass there. But we're gonna ditch and, take care of all that, coming up within the next month to get it ready for paving.
Uh-huh.
And to go along with that, we're renting, that same size excavator we had last year for a couple months. We're gonna start with a month, renting it for a month, and we're gonna ditch, those areas. We have to make sure we get done. And then there's some on Park Lawton Road and then, other different roads around.
So what is it that you're renting?
Excavator?
The excavator?
Yeah.
And I know that when you've rented equipment in the past, you've, when you haven't planned to use it every single day, you've shared it with other towns sometimes, have you?
Not with the excavator, no.
No?
No, they give us a good enough deal that
Okay.
it's, even if we have to not use it for
Uh-huh.
a day, it's still, and that's what the advantage of renting it for the whole month is.
Yeah, okay,
It equals out to like $21 an hour,
okay, great,
and so it's,
it's worth
I
it.
mean, we'd rather run it every day, but. there's
Right,
just some
well, if
days
you don't
we
need
can't.
it, yeah, right.
We just
Right.
can't.
Yeah.
So, in that, the rental should start maybe next week, if everything works out all right. All right, the gravel roads, it took a long time for them to dry out, but I think they're finally pretty good now. Okay, so on Schoolhouse Road, there's one culvert that we're replacing, near the intersection of East-West Road that has a bunch of tires that are buried in the bank there where we did that retaining wall.
Mhm.
So we are working with the owner we're hoping that he pays the whole bill for the disposal of them. He didn't put them there, it was his grandfather, I believe, but I guess it would be grandfather, but.
You gotta get rid of them, yeah.
Yeah, we have to do it, and it doesn't work putting them back in. You can never get them packed in there as good as. But that culvert will go across Schoolhouse Road and it'll go all the way over to where we put that retaining wall. So it has to go across that lawn section there. But been putting it off long enough.
And those tires were put in there as a retainer, right?
Yeah, kind of to build up the bank to
Yeah.
hold it from
Yeah.
sliding into the brook. Yes.
Yeah. Interesting.
All right, so that little email on the West Village, we did take care of those 2 elm trees. We are working with Southern Vermont Cable on taking down some of that old cable too.
Okay.
They have some that goes right across the fire station still. And he said if he took the cable down, we take the poles down. There's a
Okay.
couple, so. And then a couple other areas, we might do something to that effect too. Weird bit. Sand, making the sand out of Carpenter pit. We've got the shop all stockpiled. The west side, we still need a couple 100 yards. We're just helping Putney finish up theirs. And then we have like another day of screening and then we'll be complete for next winter. All right, that's all I got.
Sounds good.
You don't have anything else? You're not helping matters out here, I thought you'd
7 after.
be long-winded.
Well, thanks, Lee.
Usually help on him for our speed bump.
Right, exactly, that's what I was hoping for. All right, correspondence for information. Anybody see anything under there they would like to discuss, talk about? Oh, yes, Mary Ellen Copeland, sent an email out saying that she would like to have an all committees meeting.
Oh,
Remember we had those
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
passed,
A
and
long time ago.
she said she'd like, was thinking sometime in June. She thought Tuesdays or Thursdays would be best, and 7 o'clock. And I asked her if she wanted to get any more specific, and she said, no, whatever day.
Where was she thinking it would be?
We'd do it either at the Grange or,
The Grange would be nice, yeah.
could actually do it over in the
Community center?
community center too. I mean, it'd be nice to have a meeting over there at some point, but,
Is that something she's gonna plan, or
no,
she's expecting
she,
the
oh,
select
she
board?
would like the select board to
Oh,
take the lead on that, and so that's why she brought that up. She was thinking that DRB, Planning Commission, Conservation Commission.
What would make such a gathering useful? Is it just a mingling, get to know each other kind of thing? Or is it, say what your committee does, what
What
you're
they're-
involved in?
What they're doing,
What they're doing.
what the committees are doing, is what she was thinking. I mean, that's what it had been, was, every committee would say what they are doing, and so. Something that,
And who's that valuable for? New people, that's helpful for new people?
well, it'd be open to the public, so the public could ask questions of the committees, boards.
You look skeptical, Maria. You didn't want another meeting?
Yeah. I mean, June's fast approaching.
Yeah. Just in terms of,
Yeah.
you'd have to have enough attendance to make it worth anybody's time, I guess, is that part of it?
We had a good meeting. I remember when the DRB was angry with us. That made for an interesting meeting.
Yes, that was a very,
But I can't remember.
I don't think anybody's angry with us.
No, I
Low attendance, huh?
So do we want to set a date for in June?
Well, I mean, what does everybody think about doing it, or, I mean,
Well, that's a good question. I have a suggestion of when we would do it, but how do people feel about doing it?
anybody? Nobody?
guess since they won't charge admission, I guess, I don't have.
I mean, I was thinking, if it's on a Wednesday evening that's already a select board meeting, we could have our meeting from 6 to 6:30, and then the all group thing could happen. So that it's an evening that we already have on our calendar, we're not adding yet another evening.
Mhm.
It adds another evening for other committees, but.
But you want to have it on a Tuesday, Thursday?
She did say that Tuesdays or Thursday work best for her, but,
Oh.
I mean, I guess if you gave enough of a notice, any day works for anybody. Unless you're on vacation.
Well, that would be the 5th and the 19th?
5th or the 19th. It
The
was a
5th
Wednesday.
is too close.
Too close.
19th,
Try the 19th.
I'm out of town on the 19th, but just one person.
I'll tell you about it.
Thanks.
so we'll try, I'll let her know the 19th, and then I'll get a hold of, well, Maria, could you get a hold of Joe?
Yeah.
And I'll get a hold of Alan. Any other, who else do you think should we ask Jack from the farmland? See what they're up to, and,
Well, is it all committees?
well, she had just put down, there was, I mean, she had the rec board on there, but she didn't have all committees. She had, but she did have the rec board, I know, she had the DRB. But that was back when the rec board used to,
Be bigger.
it came to,
What I remember in the past is literally all committees getting an invitation to it.
Yeah, Energy Committee, I remember.
Yeah, I mean, and we
Library
don't
trustees.
typically ask Lori to
Yeah.
do
I'll be here
things,
for the
but
cemetery.
If we do, right, the
See,
cemetery.
I'll be
committee.
there. Yeah,
Yeah, if we don't include someone, then they may take umbrage
we
at
should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
not being invited, and you know what
Yeah.
happens.
That happens then.
Then
Then we could have it the next time.
the next time you could have.
but this would be, you're thinking appointed, not elected.
Oh.
I'd say, let's, the library trustees, if they'd like to come, and
The grand juror, cemetery truck, Okay,
it's sort of, with all committees, the challenge is getting the word out, right?
exactly.
And so,
We'd have to do a group email probably to
Yeah.
everybody. And I'm sure Lori probably has everybody's email,
right,
or at least the chairs.
right, the chairs of all the committees, that would be, so.
we should invite the road foreman.
Let's see, yeah.
I was just looking to see if he was under one of these.
He's on the cemetery.
Cemetery committee.
Oh,
that's
yes,
right.
but
See,
he
you
is.
gotta
He'll
come.
be there anyway.
Yeah, that's right.
Pavement bids that night.
Okay, so we'll try for the 19th.
Okay.
Yeah,
6:30.
Well, we might have a heavy agenda that night, so 6:30 probably work out all right.
right.
So,
Okay, great.
Do you want to ask Lori to send a group email to everybody? Or do you want me to?
I'll ask.
Okay.
So where are we gonna, where do we think we wanna
Your
have
house,
this?
your house.
No, yeah, I'm plenty of room. If it's a nice night, we can be out on the lawn.
What we do is we have her send that, but each committee has to bring a snack for us,
Right,
because we're putting this on. so
right.
We're exempt from the snacks, but everybody else has to bring a snack.
Do we wanna try for over at the community center and I'll talk to Jean?
Sure.
And if that doesn't work out, I'll let you know, we can figure out where we are,
Yeah.
second choice.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll call Jean Molyneux.
That sounds good. All right.
We'll have to have our regular meeting over there too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep,
So,
so 6 o'clock.
All right, correspondence for discussion and or action, State of Vermont, Microsoft interest survey due 6/14. Everybody see that?
Mhm.
Anybody wanna,
Well, it seemed like a pretty short survey, but what I saw was, do we have sections in town where people would use these or need them? And then, they wanted to know whether the town would pay $1,800 per unit.
right,
So, or if we didn't want to pay $1,800, what would we want to pay? So I thought, as surveys went,
So,
first of all, does anybody know? Do we need?
say what they're for.
This would be cell service, sort of along Route 30. I think there are some, or there used to be some.
there used to be, and then
They turn them off.
they turned them off because,
The company,
right,
Yeah,
crap.
because you used to be able to get service going all the way up Route 30,
right.
and then all of a sudden they shut them off and.
And is it $1,800 a year? Is it an
No, I
annual?
think-
Or is
no,
it
I
just a
think it's just
one-time
a-
payment?
Yeah, I think it was a one time
Yeah.
to put it on there.
per unit though.
Per
Yeah.
unit.
Yeah,
And you need, they are pretty close to each other going up through.
So it just fills the gaps.
Right.
yeah. So I don't know where we have gaps.
So,
So,
Sounds like a,
right. Okay.
So what's the benefit of filling out the survey by 6/14? That, is there competition for these, or are they just?
no, I think they just want, that was,
Their deadline to
Yeah.
just do it. I mean, I don't think there's I mean, because if you're willing to pay the 1,800, I think, and you had the need for it.
right,
I mean, they wanna know who really has the need for it. and-
so they can start planning.
Right.
Mhm. And so are we gonna fill it out?
I don't, I mean, if somebody wants to fill it out, I think they could, I don't feel,
does it commit
No, I
us
have
to
no
that?
idea.
I, no, it doesn't,
It doesn't commit.
no,
I'm not
no, because one of the questions is, that is part of it, you will, it's a short survey, so.
Okay, I'll be happy to do it, to the
Okay.
best of my knowledge of.
Okay, that sounds great.
If you want a couple places without cell service that a lot of people are at, and that's along the river, the covered bridge and the Route 30 intersection with Newfane there.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Well, when you go by JB Auto, there's no.
Right, there's none anywhere on
no.
the west,
I mean,
wow, there's
well,
spotty.
Stickney
It's
Brook,
spotty.
Stickney
It's-
Brook, you can get something, but once you go past Stickney Brook, then you don't get it till you get into Brattleboro.
Yeah, well, I think what Lee was saying was that's where a lot of people
Right,
congregate,
exactly.
so
Covered
if-
bridge would be
Right,
great.
so if you put one, if, they were thinking about putting just certain ones,
But
a couple would be
who
there.
pays the $1,800? The town?
The town.
The town would.
So we would have to know that it's important to the residents of Dummerston to put that in the budget.
Right.
So I think in this survey, we might not want to commit, but just
Oh,
to
yeah, I mean-
identify that.
Right, that we do have
there
some
are
areas.
in town.
Right, I don't think we wanna
Yeah.
commit to any
Okay.
financial,
Mm-hmm,
so.
right.
So, new business. Whetstone Brewery Campfire Campground.
All right, yep, they are.
Oh, please, you wanna, Meet you on the corner and have you come on in.
Heard that?
Yep. Hey, you're on there.
Hey.
Hi, folks.
Boy, we get both of
Yeah, we'll try to
Come
come
on, have a seat.
Of course, you know, there's a lot of you, there should be at least two of us.
Yeah, come up here. So, let's go around the table, we'll introduce ourselves. I'm Louis White.
And this, David.
you. Geraldine Wilson.
Nice to see you, David. Nice to see you.
Terry Chapman.
Terry.
Aye.
Maria Glayback.
I'm James Brandon, Brewery Operations Manager.
And David Tyler, owner, operator, Whetstone Station and Campfires.
Pretty good. So you guys have, oh, do we want to adjourn this and go into
The liquor control, you want to do it?
I would move that we, what adjourn? Adjourn? Recess our select board meeting and reconvene as the liquor board.
Liquor
Liquor control board.
I'll second that.
discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. So you've got one of your applications here, and you actually sent a list of different times that you wanted to do too.
I have all corresponding forms for each one of those dates.
Okay. You don't have to come to every meeting when we do this. So we didn't get a chance to see
Understood.
those. So this one here is the one we will
Sure.
vote on today. And then we can discuss the other ones.
That's why we just wanted to submit them for your consideration and know what we're up to and know what we're going for, and you guys can take it from there.
Perfect. Okay, so does anybody want to make a motion on the one for June 1st at 1 PM to 8 PM?
I'll move that we approve the request for a liquor
License?
license for June 1st on the time that's in the request.
I'll second that.
Discussion
So where is it being held?
at the campfires campground. And this one's you do this one once a year, it's a big music one, right?
So what we're planning this year is to do 5 events that we're gonna manage ourselves with sponsorships. And basically, they're gonna be the first Saturday of every month for consistency purposes. You know, we'd like them to be larger, but at the moment, we feel like they're gonna be, I think we put the approximate number of people we expect to be there. And so we've got the one planned for June, which is 3 bands that'll play. It ends by 7, but we left till 8 o'clock for people to file out. The July one is just a barbecue we're gonna do there, called Backyard Barbecue. We have our Cajun Fest, which we did last year, which will happen on the 3rd of August this year. And then the 2 other events that we've never done before, but Bacon Fest was a festival that was out in Guilford. And we're gonna do that one this year. And then the Street Food Fest, this will be our 3rd year doing that, and that'll be October 7th. Nope.
October 5th, I believe.
Yeah.
And so,
Those are the 5.
David, what did you put as the estimated number of people that on June 1st you're expecting?
I think we said
6 to 800.
Yeah, 6 to 800. Boy, that'd be great. But
Over the course of
That'd
1
be
to
great.
7.
yeah, throughout the course of the day. And there, just so you know, 2 of the events, this festival, the June one is a $10 ticketed event, and the August one is a $10 ticketed event. The other ones are free. So the barbecue's a free fest, but you obviously pay for the barbecue, the beer. And the other 2 are going to be in conjunction with Peak Radio, and one with the Reformer again. The Street Food Fest is, but those are free to enter.
And this will be $10 to enter, and there will be food?
There will be food, and beverages.
And are you expecting everybody's gonna park on your side of the street?
We're going to work out the same arrangements with Renault until we can't work out arrangements with Renault, but at the moment, that's what we've got scheduled.
So everybody's on one side of the
Yes, on one
street?
side of the street, we don't expect to go across.
Okay. So on the June 1st one, had a second, and we just had any more discussion on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, now we'll go to the the other ones that we, just to discuss with you.
Sure.
I think my feeling of it would be that we do each one at the month before, you know, because to see how it goes. I mean, if we have a problem, an issue with, you know, complaints and stuff like that, I don't wanna say that we've already given them it so they can just do it. So, anybody else's feelings?
I think that's a good idea.
Is that a problem for you guys?
Do you want us
that-
to attend the meetings for
No.
those? or-
No, I
No,
think
that's
that's
fine.
what Lewis
I mean-
was saying. I mean, we're getting all our information now, but,
Sure.
you know,
I think the only time we'd ask you to attend is if there was an issue, you know, if we had some kind of complaints.
Yeah.
We'd bring it up to you and then you could come explain it to us and,
And we're trying to lay it out this year so that it's much more consistent, everybody's gonna know
Alright.
where it is, and I think that's, you know, we're fine with that. You know, I feel like we've developed a good rapport with our neighbors at this point. They were worried we were gonna run Lollapalooza out there, and, you know, I think everybody pretty much knows that that's not what we're doing.
right.
I don't think the sound travels that much. And we haven't had a problem, we're confident, but I feel like I respect that you guys might wanna take it one at a time. Let us know.
Lewis, can we make sure that it gets on the first select board meeting of the month before? You know, we have 2 select board meetings, and you're saying we'll do it the month before, but could we make sure that the request is on the initial meeting of the month? So that, you know, if there is any
Right.
challenge, then
Right.
these guys have a little
Sure.
more time
Yeah,
to
cause if
deal
it's
with it.
well, as long, yeah, because it would be a Saturday, yes, if it's, depending on when the meeting falls and when the event falls.
Well, but it's
It'd be-
always on the first Saturday, so it's gonna, you know.
Right, but if it's the first Saturday and we have a meeting, say the first Saturday is the 7th, and we had a meeting on the 5th,
If,
I'm just saying, it'd be the first meeting that we could possibly do it after your last event.
Okay.
Does that
Yeah.
make
That would be
sense for
June
you?
5th for the next one.
yeah, for the July event.
For the July event would be June 5th.
And
Right.
then-
And that gives us a month to sort of.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right.
Great.
Yeah.
So it'd be the
So we need to make sure that we get any input or complaints, they'll come in right away. So,
Oh, right, yeah,
Exactly.
nobody's gonna
so we would let you
wait.
guys
Yeah.
know if
Yeah.
for some reason we got it.
Oh,
Oh, you'll know about it too?
They have a good relationship, like, they have my email, they have my phone number.
Okay.
Yeah.
So far, no one's called, so that's good.
Yeah.
So,
And then you're gonna have events every Friday, the month of August.
Yes, those are
James,
different.
yeah.
Those are gonna be with our food truck just singly in front of the Scoops Ice Cream Shop, at the Campfires Campground. So, we like to have a window of time from 5 to 9 to serve alcohol, but the event itself is gonna be, I believe, from 6 to 8:30. So just so we can set up and have everything ready, we wanna have that window. It's gonna be an hour and a half of a live music performer, not too loud, families are welcome,
Acoustic.
games, acoustic playing. We'll be serving our Whetstone beers and we'll be having burgers and fries. That's every Friday in August. That's what we're
Wow.
planning on at
Very
least.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just, you may even see James Brannigan, brewer and musician out there.
Yeah, that's my hope.
Playing himself. So yeah, there's a
Yeah.
food truck we actually built in a small stage, so when we put down one of the flaps there at the end of the beer garden, it's actually a small little stage, and you know, we tested it out. We had a couple of musicians play.
Cool.
It's really a nice little effect. So
Yeah. We did get permits approved last year
Yeah.
for this event. We did 2 of them and we had on average 30 to 40 people show up. I have in this permit application approximately 50 to 60 just to give ourselves a little wiggle room, but I don't really see us exceeding that at all.
How many parking spaces do you have right in the main?
well, we have right in that main section. It's probably 30 or so.
Uh-huh.
But we also, once you pull right into the campground, and we use that more for for ourselves and VIPs or people we know. Right inside in the
Right.
pavilion is another 20, 25 spaces.
Okay.
I believe.
Cool, great.
So,
Oh, Sam Farwell here?
No, that sounds good.
yeah,
Yeah,
it
sounds
should be
like-
really fun.
Good.
All right, so like I said, we'll put the next one for June 5th to do that. And like I said, you don't have to come to these, as long as we have those applications in. which it looks like we will.
And we can give them to you now if you'd
Yeah.
like to. Just have a little
Yeah, and what
packet.
about the August ones, Louis? When would we approve those? Would we,
July?
because there, there are multiple ones in August, the Friday night ones, so would we do all of those in July?
Pretty much have to, yeah,
Yeah.
because yes. Yep, so we do those in July.
In the July meeting.
Okay. Well, thank you very much,
Very
Brent.
Cool.
much. Very much.
Thanks for
See you all
listening.
later. That's
Yeah.
a long time.
Yeah. No, I was there tonight, actually.
Oh, you were?
You weren't there.
I wasn't, I was planning for this.
We had a going away party for
Oh,
a
you did?
staff member, and we did it on the deck.
Yeah.
Looks great.
Upstairs?
Yeah, upstairs.
You did a
It's
nice-
awesome.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all for your time. Appreciate it.
All right.
Enjoy the rest of your evening. After you, Mr.
Gentlemen, would you like to put us back as a select board?
Yes, I'd like to move that we recess as the liquor control board and reconvene as the select board.
Are we adjourned?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We adjourn.
Liquor control.
Because we don't want to recess it, because we're not going to go back.
What did I
into
say?
it.
Oh, did I say recess?
Yeah.
I'd like to move that we adjourn the liquor control board and reconvene as the select board.
I'll second that.
Okay.
Discussion, all those in favor?
Aye. Thank you for
Now-
letting me practice.
Now, would you like to recess this and go into the public?
Okay, I would move that we recess the select board meeting and in order to have our public hearing
On the zoning bylaws?
on the zoning bylaws.
I'll second it.
Discussion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Boy, they did perfect timing for us.
Yeah.
Good night.
Oh, just because Sam's gonna talk? Don't take any offense to that, Sam, I hope. Sam, would you like to come up to the table?
Or we could just ask if there's any comments and I could go home. I just wanted to be here to
Okay.
to fulfill planning commission duties, but
Seems like good protocol. Thank you for coming.
if there were any questions.
Anybody back there?
Seems like you have to put up with a lot of flack, Sam. Tough skin.
It's been a quiet year this year.
Okay. Any questions on?
No, it just seems like it's
No.
clearing up language and sort of housekeeping. And seems nothing controversial.
I don't think so.
No, it didn't seem, what I read, it didn't seem controversial stuff. All right, well, thank you, Sam, for showing up.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me here.
Okay, would you like to go back into the select board?
All right, so
Good night, Sam.
we'll adjourn the public hearing and reconvene as the select board.
I'll second it.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so we're back at new business. The next thing on the agenda was, to vote on zoning bylaw amendments.
That's convenient.
How convenient was that?
So I'll move that we approve the zoning bylaw amendments.
I'll second that.
Discussion?
So, where would people find those amendments if they wanted to see what they were?
They're on the website.
It's on the
They'll
website.
be on the website.
Okay, any other?
No, I think they did a good job, and I'm pleased that they're paying attention to the detail, and it's good to get things up to date, accurate.
All right, so all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so unfinished business. Gravel pit.
Oh, wait a minute, the Lister's letter.
Oh, right, I have it written down, lister's letter.
Good catch.
There you go. Where is that letter?
I think it's under, correspondence, the letter from Jean, is it?
I know somebody had it out here, and we're looking at it. What's this one? New business. It could be a new business. Nope. Well,
That's the highway
Yeah.
report. Unfinished business, maybe it's in.
It might be under communication. Do we have communication? Maybe not.
right here.
You got it?
Right on top.
This is, everybody saw this, this is, penalty for late filing of homestead. And Jean does not want us to charge a penalty. I guess, please add in here. Please add to your agenda for the 522, the above topic, as the listers are now receiving late filed homesteads. It is our belief it is more cost effective to property owners and to the town to have a homestead filed rather than not. And then she wrote, please do not charge a penalty.
So I think what's happening, correct me if I'm wrong, is they've received notice from the state of people who are late, and now they're contacting them to let them know and trying to get them to pay. Is that
No,
accurate?
not to
No,
pay, just to.
To submit,
Submit.
to submit it,
Right.
right?
And there were some years when there was a penalty involved, and so it was a disincentive to,
Yeah, if you were late and.
yeah.
Oh, I see, that
So-
we would charge a penalty for filing late.
Right.
But Jean would rather just let them file
Right.
late
So,
and
in
not
the
pose
last,
a penalty.
yeah, the last several years, there's been no penalty, and she'd like that to continue.
So do we need a motion to not impose a penalty
Late filers, yeah.
for late filers?
Yeah, that'd be a good.
So I would move that, as a town, we do not impose a penalty on people filing, late for their homestead tax payment.
Okay, I'll second that.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. So moving on, unfinished business now. Gravel pit update. Really, we're just waiting again. We did, the town manager of Putney, myself, Lee, and the road foreman, Brian from Putney, all went and walked the gravel pit and just to see what was down there, make sure everything looked good, and so.
You were pleased with what you saw?
Yeah, I mean, the pit, I didn't go, I hadn't been down there before this. And Karen had, and she's the town manager for Putney, and she was, you know, looking at how much was taken out, had been moved. But we did receive from, Mike, the numbers of how much material has been being taken out, and they're still under their amount, their allotted amount, so. So there was really nothing else. The environmental study looks like that's good, the phase 1, so we won't have to have a phase 2 environmental study, because everything was good there, so. Other than that, that was it. And so now we've got the LEMP. Go ahead.
LEMP, there was some corrections made and it's back in Richie's hands to review and hopefully we will hear from him shortly.
Thank you, Terry.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Terry. Oh, and I just want to throw this out there, we are looking for a health officer for the town of Dummerston. Zeke's time ran out yesterday.
I think it's the end of the month, actually.
Oh, is it the end of the month? Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I thought she told me that I was gonna have to do it. So anybody wants that position, please jump forward because
Is
it's
the pay pretty good?
Oh, great.
great pay.
Almost as good as the animal control.
I mean, there's a lot of people looking at that, so we really want the right person, so as many people can sign up as would like. Other than that,
I'll move that we adjourn.
I'll say.
Second that.
all those in favor?
Aye.